Okay, but really though, how many times have you been scrolling through job sites, just like, every posting is just more and more awful, and you think, I can't do this anymore. There's got to be something else out there.
It is a super common feeling to feel like you're stuck.
Totally, totally. And we all know where people go when they need career advice, right?
Yeah.
Reddit. It's like the modern day water cooler, except it never runs out of lukewarm coffee. So we took a little deep dive into the Arfinipath community.
Yeah, and we saw so many people talking about how they're switching careers without getting another degree.
Right. And it got us thinking, like, how many people out there think they need to go back to school for like 4 years, you know, and take on a mountain of debt just to change careers? Like, it's the only option. Well, guess what? This deep dive is for you. We're going to debunk some myths, and better yet, we're going to show you how other people are making these big switches without starting completely over.
Yeah. The job market is changing so fast that often by the time you finish a degree, the skills you learned well, they're already outdated. What matters more are your skills and how you can apply them, even if they seem completely unrelated to this brand new shiny career you're thinking about.
Forget the diploma, show me your skills. Right. So how are people actually doing this? Changing careers without the whole like going back to school thing. Well, one of the most common strategies we saw in the Our Find a Path threads was what I'm going to call the sidestep shuffle.
The sidestep shuffle, I like
Yeah.
it. It's all about finding those stepping stone roles, right?
Yes.
So maybe it's not your absolute dream job just yet, but it's a way to kind of like build your experience in the field that you want to move into.
Yeah, like say you're in customer service, but you really want to work in marketing.
Okay.
So instead of sending out like a million resumes for marketing manager roles that you're not going to get,
Right.
you find a customer service job at a marketing agency. You're still using your skills,
Mhm.
but you're getting that you're soaking in the world of marketing just by being there.
Yeah, it's lower risk, right? Because you're already good at your customer service job.
Yeah.
But now you're in the door, you're making connections.
Totally, totally. And speaking of connections, let's talk about networking. Networking was huge in the ARF and DeCath threads.
Yeah, for sure. And it makes sense because people hire people they know, like, and trust.
It's so true. Like there was this one story on Reddit, usernum 2005, I think it was.
Okay.
They shared how they were able to transition from a finance role to a data analysis position. But get this, it was within the same company.
Oh, nice.
So no resume spamming, no awkward interviews, just networking.
Love that. It shows how important it is to leverage those existing connections and really let people know what you're interested in, what you're capable of.
And it's like that old saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? So that's networking, that's strategy number 2. Okay, strategy number 3 is one of my favorites. It's all about challenging the way that we often see our careers. We get stuck in our little boxes
Totally.
and we don't realize how many of our skills are transferable.
It's so true. And people really do underestimate this. Think about like communication,
Yes.
problem solving, time management, leadership. Those are valuable in any industry.
Yeah. Like one Reddit user talked about how they went from being a financial analyst to working in HR.
Wow, okay.
And they realized that their analytical skills, their attention to detail, it was perfect for a role in like HR analytics.
That's a good one.
Like, whoa, I didn't even know that existed.
Right.
But it makes so much sense.
Total light bulb moment.
Yes. Okay, so we talked about sidestepping, networking, and transferable skills. Strategy number 4, volunteering.
Volunteering, yeah. Now, this might seem a little counterintuitive, right?
Because like how's volunteering going to help me get a job?
Exactly. But it can be a really great way to get experience in a field that you might not have any experience in.
It's lower pressure.
Way lower pressure. You can explore your interests. You can build your network,
Well,
all without having to quit your day job.
and you might even make a difference while you're at it.
Exactly. It's a win-win.
So we talked about a bunch of different ways to like kind of ease your way into a new career, right? We talked about sidestepping, networking, volunteering. But how do we actually make it happen? Like how do we go from like daydreaming about this new career to actually like doing it?
It's one thing to think about it, but then it's like, okay, how do I actually take action?
Exactly. What's step 1?
So I always tell people, it's like, you wouldn't just get on a plane without knowing where you're going, would you?
Okay, I like this analogy.
You got to have a destination in mind.
Hmm.
And I don't just mean like, oh, I want to work in tech. You got to be way more specific than that.
Like instead of saying I want Italian food, I need to know if I want like spaghetti carbonara or, mushroom risotto.
Exactly. What kind of company do you want to work for? What's the company culture like? Do they have, like, free snacks? I mean, that's important.
Very important. Very, very important. Okay, so we got to get specific. What's next?
All right, so once you know what you want, then you can start looking for those people who are already doing it.
And that's where LinkedIn comes in.
Yes. LinkedIn, it's your friend. Connect with people, reach out. Just ask for like a quick chat. Most people are happy to share their experiences, especially with someone who's just trying to get their foot in the door.
Yeah, your network is your net worth, as they say.
That's right. And speaking of networking and connecting with people, don't underestimate the power of informational interviews. We actually did a whole episode on this if you want to go back and listen.
Yes, after this, go check it out.
But seriously, informational interviews can be a game changer.
Okay, so we've got our destination. We're networking our butts off. We're scheduling informational interviews left and right. Anything else? Are we ready for takeoff?
Almost.
Mm.
Just remember one thing, okay? You already have so much experience, even if it doesn't feel relevant to this new career you're thinking about.
Oh, you mean like those transferable skills we were talking about?
Exactly. Think about how your past experiences, even if they seem totally random, how they might actually be strengths in this new field.
So it's not about starting from scratch. It's more like we're building on the awesome foundation that we already have.
Exactly. You got this already.
You got this. And listeners, there you have it. Your career change journey starts now. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait till you have all the answers. Just take that first step and see where it leads. Until next time, keep on diving deep.